My name is Sean Bazinski from the Street Vendor Project, and we're here today on East 86th Street on the Upper East Side of Manhattan. You know, 100 years ago, most vendors in New York City were concentrated in poor neighborhoods, but now you see them mostly in more affluent neighborhoods like this.
I find that vendors are honest and dog friendly. You know, they can't bar pets from the street, as they've done from Rite Aid around my neighborhood. And, you know, it's a great service to the community.
You don't have to go down too many aisles. It's all sort of condensed, and you get excellent service.
And now some people say that it's not fair that the vendors are competing with the stores. The supermarkets have to pay rent, and these guys don't. So what do you think about that?
These guys are out here standing out in the cold, and you know, if the convenience was the same in the supermarket, then people would go to the supermarket. Obviously, they're doing something better. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that might be. And I think if you have the wherewithal to stand out here and build a business for yourself in America, as long as it's legal, I think that you have the right to do it. And I think that obviously they're providing a service that people need. Otherwise, they wouldn't patronize.
They're cheaper than the grocery store, so I think they're a better bargain. They're convenient. On my way to work, I can just grab, you know, some fruit, and it's faster than going to the grocery store. So I actually appreciate it when they're out here in the neighborhoods. Thank you so much. Hi. Thanks. Thank you.
I'm sure that if you did a study, you would find out that this is a very healthy neighborhood. That is, the people here are in general very healthy. And the vendors are obviously a part of that. Now we're here on 125th Street in the middle of Harlem. Only 40 blocks north of where we were before. There's a lot of people, but now we're in a relatively low-income neighborhood. And you've got vendors along 125th Street, but no fruit and vegetable vendors, really no food vendors. One of the things about this neighborhood is that rents have really risen, and so there aren't a lot of supermarkets. It's hard for stores. In fact, a lot of stores are being driven out. The good thing about a vendor is they can just pop up a table and sell fruits and vegetables very cheaply. And so in some ways, the vendors are ideal for a neighborhood like this. Came from 86th Street where there's lots of fruit vendors.
Oh yeah.
But here, I don't really see many.
Big difference once you hit 125th Street. They just not, the stores are just not here. Fresh fruit stands like that right here in the neighborhood for the people.
Do people not like fresh fruit up here?
They love fresh fruit up here.
I feel like maybe there's an assumption that people don't buy those things, or there's an assumption that there's not that community here that eats those things, but I've seen it.
If it was somebody standing out in that corner handing out fresh fruit right now, there would be a whole bunch of people getting fresh fruit.
It's just not around. You can't eat what you don't have.
I've asked myself that question, and frankly, I'd just be like, they just don't want to do it.
Actually, one of the reasons there's not a lot of fruit vendors up here, or like even less so in the Bronx or like central Brooklyn, is because there's a limit on the number of permits, and there's only 3,000 food vendor permits in the whole city. And so what do the vendors do? Well, they go to the neighborhoods where there's the richest people.
Exactly.
And they don't come up to the neighborhoods which are low income, and therefore the fruit vendors don't come up here. And so people have, you know, I think they have fewer options. So there's a proposal to change that would make it possible and easier for people to sell fruits on 125th Street and all around here. We think that'd be good. What do you think?
I think a bill like that would be excellent. Because like I said, if people see it, they'll go buy it.
If you have more vendors, people will eat healthy, they'll feel better about themselves. It would be less crime, I think, because happy and healthy people comes from eating good and feeling good about themselves. And if you're not feeling good about what you're putting in your body, you're not going to feel good about yourself, so you're not going to be a happy individual.
I think it would, first of all, it would cater to the large number of people, such as myself, who are health conscious, and it would give us more options, and it would open up a wider variety of food choices. I think it would make people healthier. I think just walking past, I think that kids walking down the street and they're hungry, they'd grab an apple instead of grabbing a Snickers bar.
And the community can grow. Wow. If the kids are stronger and the people are happier, it can grow into something positive instead of the negative that's out on the corner. You know what I mean? Like the cigarette vendors and the people selling bootleg movies, those are all negative things. So if negative is around you, you're going to only gravitate to negative things. But if there's positive and healthy choices, you're going to gravitate towards that.
You know, it's very simple. You don't have to pay anyone. You don't have to give any subsidies. You just have to open up the number of permits that are available. People want to be here working, And some people would want to sell fruits and vegetables here. They're not able to because of that permit cap.